What's up? I'm Kyle Markwalter for Film Bite, and I'm bringing you another Film Bite review. For this episode, I'm reviewing Lynne Ramsay's most recent feature film, You Were Never Really Here. Lynne Ramsay is a Scottish director whom we might describe as the opposite of prolific. When she releases a film, though, you'll know it'll swing for the fences. She's always has been a committed, talented, really visually impactful director. And I've been kind of keeping up with her since the beginning, from her short films like Wasp, through her first feature film Ratcatcher, and most recently, her film You Were Never Really Here. Originally released in 2017 in some countries and then 2018 here in the US. You Were Never Really Here follows Joe, played by Joaquin Phoenix. He is a military and FBI veteran who, for pay, tracks down sexually trafficked girls and brings the people who took them to his own form of justice. When he receives a call about a job tracking down the daughter of a senator, he gets in over his head and has to deal with the repercussions of something much larger than he thought it was. Joaquin Phoenix in the role of Joe is absolutely phenomenal. He has always been a incredibly committed, passionate actor, and oftentimes he gets, a lot of attention for his more flamboyant or public roles. But in this film, Joaquin Phoenix plays a much more subdued while still incredibly interesting character. He brings this kind of physicality to it, but you also get this emotional depth and psychological insight into this character, and Joaquin Phoenix plays him phenomenally. It's no wonder that he, at the Cannes Film Festival, received an award for his acting there. The directing from Ramsay is also incredible. If you've ever seen any of her films, she often uses her camera very impressionistically. Lots of really beautiful images that often contradict or don't quite line up with the sort of violent or off-putting pieces of the narrative. And Ramsay uses that style to incredible effect here. It's beautiful, it's mysterious, it pulls you into Joe's trauma and his suicidal psychology all the way through the film. Ramsay is also a master at bouncing back and forth between the familiar and the disconcerting. She does this in lots of ways. She gives you images that feel very familiar and very kind. She has Joe live at home with his mother still, and so you get these kind of familial scenes that feel really comfortable, and then bouncing forward to moments of Joe's sort of like psychosis and his trauma that really throw you out of these comfortable frames of mind. The music also contributes to this. There's the really smart inclusion of these syncopated rhythms and non-standard time signatures that keeps you feeling slightly, off rhythm and out of balance. And she's very interested in a lot of the themes that she has explored over the course of her filmography. Trauma, childhood, emotional disconnect, the relationship between children and adults, and she investigates those in some interesting ways throughout the course of You Were Never Really Here. The problem is that over the course of the film, as you see the story develop and you see Joe and you see in particular Nina, the girl he is tracking down most of the time, you start to realize that maybe things aren't going to quite add up in the way you might hope they would. It is kind of framed as kind of a film noir, kind of a neo-noir. There's corruption and things like that the main character uncovers. The main character himself is kind of an morally ambiguous character. And it borrows from some familiar kind of tropes around sexual exploitation and men who track down taken girls and things like that we might have seen in things like Taxi Driver or Taken or things like that. And by the time you get to the end of the film, it feels in moments kind of almost trite and overplayed, but in other moments almost as if the pieces aren't quite fitting together the way that, at least visually and character-wise, they seem like they are going. The ending, by the time you get there, feels a bit of a letdown, or in the interpretation that it seems to like move you towards, feels a little shallow. And so in the end, it ends up feeling like a lot less of a movie than it really should be, despite all of the strengths that it has. I would give it a 3 out of 5 bites. It's gripping for most of its runtime. It's incredibly well acted and directed, and I look forward to Lynne Ramsay's other films for sure. But it really does lack some of the impact that her stronger feature films like Ratcatcher and things do. Thank you for watching. Once again, this is Kyle Markwalter for Film Bite. Remember, every film I review is worth watching. Taste takes training. Train yours. Please subscribe to my channel, leave any comments below. Thanks for watching.